For 4 years. I was a pampered rich man's mistress, but now, I'm pregnant. I asked him if he liked kids, and he coldly replied, no, I hate them. Then he turned around and went to pick up his pregnant first love from the airport. Feeling icy cold inside, I faked my death and ran away while still pregnant. Raising a child was so expensive. To make ends meet, I started a mommy blog online, but accidentally showed my face. That night, a bunch of people in black surrounded my building, even blocking the doggy door out back. He cornered me. Molly, he said, you dare declare yourself a widow online? And then my daughter peeked out from behind the door and said, Mister, my dad's not dead. He's just a big, irresponsible jerk. I yelled, hush, my little lady. So, I'm Molly, a very dedicated golden canary. 4 years ago, Steve rescued me during a terrible storm. I was barely holding on. And from there, I ended up in his bed. Everyone says Steve is super cold-hearted and never travels with the same girl twice. But he let me live in his luxurious mansion for 4 years. 5,000 nights with him, more or less. Thanks to him, I got into the elite circle, shopping and spending with socialites. Right now, they are picking clothes for themselves, while I'm here buying items for tonight, as per the master's orders. Just as I bought a silk piece, my phone pinged. Too cheap, not the best quality, return it. That jerk even monitors my shopping in real time, with such high demands. But fine, you're my sugar daddy, so I'll let it go. Just as I angrily picked a second item, I spotted a billboard of a stunning woman. It read, spokesperson, Mandy. I automatically said the name out loud. Suddenly, I heard a mechanical voice in my head. It told me I triggered a keyword, and that I'm a villain in a novel. I was so shocked, I couldn't recall what story it was. Just that this villain eventually had a daughter. I thought Steve always took precautions during our time together. How could I be pregnant? Was this some extravagant scam? After shopping, I returned to the mansion, and saw the maid Lisa's little granddaughter playing in my bedroom with a sewing kit. She had pierced holes and threaded a long string of condoms together. Clearly, those we used prior were tampered with. This left me deep in thought. So deep that night fell, and I didn't even notice Steve coming home. After showering, his strong, lean body slid next to mine on the bed. The warmth of his breath, and tiny kisses along my neck snapped me back. What are you thinking? Steve's voice was husky, with a lazy undertone. It's his little quirk, when he gets emotional. As a guy usually in control, he needs me to yield first. But despite his great massage tonight, my mind kept drifting. Steve wasn't happy. He grabbed my waist and placed me on his chest. I giggled from being tickled, finally gazing at him with watery eyes. Mr. Steve. Steve frowned, but seeing my pouty face, he gently asked, what's wrong? Tell me if something's bothering you. I recalled the mechanical voice from the afternoon and blurted out, it's just, do you plan to get married? That voice had told me I'm the villain, obsessed with marrying Steve, the male lead. In the story's early days, while Steve indulged me, it was purely physical. His true affections were for Mandy, the heroine struggling in the foreign entertainment world. Once Mandy returned, he'd be completely fixated on her, ignoring me entirely. Hints of this were throughout the story. Like when I asked about marriage, his attitude would instantly turn frosty. Sure enough, as I asked, Steve's tone grew cold, devoid of warmth. Don't mention marriage to me. I don't want to hear it again. Just like the voice said, looks like I can't escape my villainous fate. Instantly defeated, I didn't even know if I was sad about it or glad I found out early. Being a villain is fine. I've always been the unimportant one. But evil and villainous, no. That night, after saying that, Steve left the bed and didn't return to the master bedroom. In the morning, I heard from the housekeeper, he smoked all night in the office. Over the next 2 weeks, he didn't come home. During this downtime, I got on Facebook, pondered where to live after Steve would eventually dump me, came across Chanel's new spring and summer collection. I was tempted and impulsively wanted to order, but then, I remembered I'm the villain who gets unceremoniously tossed aside. I should save my money. I grumpily commented, too expensive for me. An hour later, Steve wired me $1 million. For asking one question about marriage, he disappeared for half a month. Does he think money solves everything? Then transfer notifications kept popping up. $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. Altogether, 19,999,000. Turns out money does solve quite a bit. I got up off the couch, applied some perfect makeup, and headed out, remembering to pick up homemade-looking chicken soup from a street vendor. When I reached the top floor of the office, I heard voices from a not fully closed door. Mandy's coming back. Did you know? I know, Steve said coldly. Of course, she'd tell you first. Oh, she seems to know about your little canary, too. The male voice wanted to say more, but Steve cut him off. Doesn't matter, I'll handle it. Handle me, her. I wanted to keep eavesdropping, but was interrupted by the secretary. The office door swung open, and the man from inside came out. I recognized him from tabloids, as one of Steve's childhood friends, but Steve never introduced his friends to me, so I didn't know him personally. Looking back, probably because I'm just the villain, not worthy of introductions, huh? My curiosity made me glance at the man a few more times. Then bam, there was Steve's icy face staring at me. I thought about those money transfers flowing like water, reminding myself you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So I put on a smile and went over to him. Mr. Steve, you've been busy with work lately, huh? Must be tiring, right? Steve didn't say a thing, just shut the door and locked it. He turned around, picked me up, and put me on his big desk. After 4 years of, let's say, close encounters, Steve knew me all too well. Leaving the house looking at other guys, not even glancing at your own man. He accused, not a call or text while I was away. You don't miss me at all. Molly, do you need a reminder of your place? I could barely hear him. Fireworks seemed to explode before my eyes. Lost in the moment, I cursed through my breath. Steve, you jerk. Your employees and fangirls know you're into bunny ears in bed. Your technique is lousy. Is it your age? That was a mistake. Afraid someone outside might hear, I quickly begged for mercy. Steve, you're not old. His veins bulged as he leaned in and kissed me hard. Wait, how did that provoke him? It didn't take long for me to become the one provoked. I was pregnant. That day, my legs felt weak after leaving his office, and my belly had that familiar ache. I tested 2 lines. Clearly, it happened before, as if I was bound to this storyline. This mechanical voice in my head informed me I'd have a daughter, then swap her with Mandy's out of jealousy, mistreating the kids. Eventually, I'd get caught. Both kids would grow close to Mandy. Steve would loathe me, avoiding me altogether. In the end, I'd end up auctioned off underground, living a torturous life. My face went pale. I sat down to pull myself together and immediately decided to leave. This child is mine, and I won't abandon them like my mom left me, because of resentment towards dad. I have enough money to support us. So, I packed a few things and left the mansion under the cover of night. Unfortunately, my first escape attempt didn't go well. I planned to stay near New York before flying out, but as I landed, there was Steve's assistant waiting for me. Miss Molly, Mr. Steve said you left in a hurry and must have forgotten something, so he sent me to assist. The assistant offered me a phone with Steve on the line. Hesitantly, I took it. Hearing Steve's low voice, headed out so suddenly. Looking for some fun? Yeah, I tried to play it cool. Bored at home, and you weren't around. Where are you? He asked. In Germany, handling business. He was there for Mandy, I knew. Playing dumb, I asked. What business? Work stuff, he replied. I was quiet for a moment, then staring at my belly, I suddenly asked, Steve, do you like kids? He paused before grumbling, no, I hate them. I was taken aback, then chuckled. What a coincidence, neither do I. I didn't tell Steve I planned to leave. He was watching me out of possessiveness. This thing started on his terms, it'd end on them too. Yet, I wasn't keen on doing the whole runaway act like in a novel. Not just because Steve was influential, but because the pregnancy would soon show. I spent some time under his assistant's watch before heading back to New York. Steve hadn't returned. Online buzz said Mandy returned to Beijing yesterday, with no photos leaked. Something only he could manage. That night, I waited for everyone to retire, then called someone for a death certificate and a new identity. I called Steve's best friend, William, whom I had met at Steve's office that day. William approached me privately afterward, saying he considered Mandy a sister, and urged me to step down, as Steve and Mandy were meant for each other. I've always had a knack for prudence, else I wouldn't have been Steve's canary in the cage. Yet, William was surprised by my call. Getting a death certificate and new identity wasn't easy, even for him. Why go through all this just to leave Steve? He asked. I explained my failed escape attempt to him. William swore, still watching you, huh? Yeah, I replied sarcastically. I guess I'm irresistible. Have some shame. He shot back. Insult me once more, and I might just stay. Mess up your precious Mandy and Steve's relationship. In the end, William had to apologize. Through gritted teeth, he agreed to get me what I needed but doubted my chances of escaping Steve's grip. Turns out, he was wrong. The failure of my first escape made me extra cautious the second time around. After my abrupt trip last time, Steve was suspicious. I always had someone tailing me. After acting well behaved for a couple of weeks, I called Steve one afternoon, inviting him to dinner. He hadn't been back for over a month. Calls and texts were scarce, with an occasional message asking if I was behaving, though they always felt dismissive to me. After all, the destined leading lady returned, so it's about time for this supporting actress to exit. But to my surprise, Steve accepted my dinner invitation. I might head over a bit later tonight. If you're hungry, just eat first. I understood but pouted playfully. Steve, that's so rude. Who leaves someone to eat alone? Be good, okay? It was the first time Steve had sweet-talked me outside of bed. His voice was low and full of affection, making me dazed for a moment. I'll definitely come tonight. I need to tell you something in person. Wait for me. Okay, I answered softly, playing the part of the good girl, easing his suspicion. That afternoon, I went out shopping as usual. I found a girl in the mall who looked a lot like me and asked her to wear my clothes and take a cab to the airport. Sure enough, as soon as she entered the airport, Steve's men stopped her. Meanwhile, I took advantage of the distraction, dressed as a mall employee, and slipped out through the staff exit. Once I was safely in a private car, my phone rang. It was Steve calling. Looking at the childish Molly's favorite honey on the screen, a wave of memories hit me. The contact note came from when I traveled with Steve to Finland. He took me to see the Northern Lights, where I kissed him first. That's when I changed his contact name to this. We did have sweet moments, even if it was just my sweetness. I gazed at the continuously ringing phone, gently caressing my abdomen, and the bitterness in my eyes slowly turned to a smile. Steve, thank you for the care and warmth you gave me. I don't regret meeting you one bit. Goodbye. 8 months later, in a small coastal city, I gave birth to my daughter, Rita. From then on, my life was filled with a presence I could never let go of, becoming chaotic but happy. Since Rita was born, I hadn't gone out to work, partly because taking care of a child alone was too much. Also, when I fled New York, I had enough savings, but when Rita was 4, I realized I couldn't just live off my savings. Even though Rita was sweet and obedient, I only wanted the best for her. Deep down, I felt guilty. It was my selfish choice that led to her being born without a dad. After some thought, I opened a social media account as a mommy blogger, sharing about my daughter. I didn't expect much, but Rita was so adorable that she quickly became a popular internet sensation. Whenever I posted pictures and videos of her, the views and likes would skyrocket. Soon, I became a major influencer with over 1 million followers and started live streaming. I never showed my face in the streams, always wearing a mask, partly out of guilt. This only made people more curious about me. Some even joked, wondering if I was a runaway bride being chased by some big shot. I never replied, just brushed it off, until one day, while streaming, Rita accidentally knocked off my mask while bouncing around. The chat exploded, countless messages scrolled by. Most were complimenting my looks. I quickly put my mask back on, thinking a few seconds of exposure wouldn't hurt. But one message froze me. Am I the only one who thinks Rita's mom looks like the woman on Steve's phone wallpaper? Terrified, I ended the stream immediately. After calming Rita, I retreated to the study and opened my computer. This was the first time in 5 years I searched for news about Steve. Steve always hated being in the spotlight, so there was hardly anything to find. With my keen search skills, I stumbled upon a small account's post showing a business meeting. In the not-so-clear photo, a tall, handsome man stood in the shadows, slightly bowing his head at his phone. The dim light softened his outline, revealing intense emotions in his eyes. On the screen was a blurry side profile of a woman, smiling while holding a bright red cherry, with delicate fingers. Many were guessing the woman's identity. Some of Mandy's fans were adamant that it was their sister, speculating she and Steve had a hidden marriage and a kid. But I was stunned, because the woman in the photo was me. Me at 21, when I had just become Steve's kept woman. Why would Steve have my photo as his wallpaper? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I decided not to think about it. This was my motto since leaving Steve. Years had passed, making us the most familiar strangers. I told myself that if he didn't love me when I loved him, nothing about him mattered to me anymore. I quickly posted a statement on my account, emphasizing, I'm a single mom, raising Rita on my own, and her dad is no longer in the picture. Thankfully, today's society is more accepting. After the announcement, fans sent me encouragement. I thought the issue would end there. But that evening, coming back from the grocery store with Rita, I sensed something was off in the neighborhood. The usual grandpas and grandmas playing chess, or cooling off outside, were all gone. The guards and security were missing too. Not a soul in sight. Rita clutched my skirt tightly, whispering, Mommy, why's it so quiet? I was scared too. I scooped Rita up and quickly headed upstairs. Once inside, I noticed the shoes I'd left by the door were slightly off. Someone had been in here. I was startled, Thinking about that mechanical voice from 5 years ago crossed my mind again, and today's accidental appearance in the live stream. This is a world straight out of a novel. Mandy won't find out about Rita and send people after us, right? I wasn't willing to gamble with Rita's safety, so I quickly wrapped her in a down jacket and carried her, sneaking out from the back of the building. But the back gate of the complex was locked, and crazier, even the tiny dog door was locked with concrete pillars. I was totally dumbfounded. Just then, a sound of numerous, perfectly synchronized footsteps came from behind. An uncountable number of bodyguards in black suits approached, forming 2 orderly rows. Steve, in a dark gray coat, appeared at the end of the line. The moment his cold, emotionless gaze met mine, I thought, I'm in deep trouble. Rita's just over 4, and little girl eats well and grows fast, so she's actually getting too heavy for me to carry often. But right now, I held her tightly, too scared to relax my grip at all. She grumbled softly in my arms, "Mommy, your arms are really squeezing me." I couldn't find my voice and instinctively stepped back, but there was no way out. When I reached the wall, Steve was already towering over me. That tall frame that once made me feel so safe now only made me nervous. I swallowed and tried to act calm. "Mr. Steve, 4 years, 8 months, and 17 days. His voice was low and cold. I was puzzled and then heard him chuckle. "Molly, you sure can run, huh? Come on, run. Try running now." Rita wriggled in my arms, wanting to lift her head. "Mommy, I'm suffocating here." It's strange. My daughter, who is usually scared of even cats, was somehow not afraid of the intimidating Steve. With a cheeky grin, she tickled me, slipped from my arms, and trotted over to Steve, looking up at him. "Wow, mister, you're so tall and handsome. Do you have a wife?" I hurried to cover Rita's mouth, but as soon as I moved, Steve must have thought I was making a run for it, and in a long stride, pulled me toward him. His other arm wrapped around my waist. I was pressed right up against him. The familiarity, after nearly 5 years, hit like a jolt of electricity, and I quickly pushed against him. But after just a few pushes, I felt my cheeks go bright red. "If only I had a gun. I'd really want to just shoot you." Steve grumbled in my ear. "Well, a man's natural weapon, born for you. Did you feel it? Just that, enough to finish you off. Molly, you owe me nearly 5 years. How many shots is that worth?" I almost lost my balance. You jerk." I couldn't answer his sleazy questions, and I didn't dare push him away any further. So I just awkwardly let him hold me as we went upstairs. Rita followed behind us, curious as ever. Maybe it was the crowd and commotion, because the neighbor Sarah opened her door. "Molly, who's that with you?" Steve had his arm around me, casually replying, "I'm the father of her child." Sarah's eyes went wide. "The father of your child? Didn't you say you're a widow, Molly?" The door shut. Anger replaced the coldness in Steve's expression. "Molly, did you go around online calling yourself a widow?" Rita, on her way with water, peeked out and added, "No way, mister. My dad isn't dead. He's just a big jerk who doesn't appreciate my mom." "You better not be like that jerk." Steve sat in the living room. I tried to start. "Mr. Steve, it's getting late." "It's late, all right. You've been on the run for 4 years, 8 months, and 17 days. His gaze softened as it landed on Rita. "Want to come over to Daddy?" Before I could say anything, my daughter had already run over to him, perched on his lap. First time I've seen Steve with a kid. It didn't suit his usual demeanor. Teasing Rita, he suddenly asked me, "Does the kid know who her father is?" I immediately answered, "Mr. Steve, there's a misunderstanding. Rita is 3.5. Her father passed away in an accident 2 years ago." I had changed my ID, so Rita's age was different too. Steve didn't look at me again, just pinched Rita's cheek. "Did you hear? Your mom says you're 3.5. but said you can't have cake till you're 4.5, so I can't buy you any." Rita shook her head furiously. "That's not true. Mommy was just joking. I'm 4 years and 8 months. I can eat it." Steve looked at me with cool eyes again. I finally understood why my daughter was so smart. Sometimes, even I couldn't keep up. Turned out she's inherited it. Steve's face, cold all night, finally showed some warmth. He gently, somewhat awkwardly, coaxed Rita. "Do you want a dad?" "Yes." Rita was about to speak when Steve's phone rang. As it rested on the table, little curious Rita accidentally answered it. A voice of another little girl came through. "Dad." I froze. Rita was stunned, too. The call quickly hung up, but Rita had already reacted, pouting. "Mister, you lied. You have a daughter. Rita doesn't want you anymore." She rubbed her slightly teary eyes and ran into the room. I saw my daughter crying and it hurt me inside, so I immediately ran after her and locked the door. I hugged her and tried to comfort her while Steve knocked on the door from outside. "Rita, open the door, let Daddy explain. Wasn't that call just now about?" I don't want to hear it. I cut him off, feeling an inexplicable grievance rising from my chest, sour and uncomfortable. Mr. Steve, I admit I ran away 4 years ago, and might have deceived you after spending so much of your money. But since you already have Mandy and even a child together, can you please stop looking for me? Stop hurting my baby. For those 4 years, I might have been your kept woman, but I, Molly, refuse to be the other woman. Steve's voice outside suddenly dropped. How do you know about Mandy? Did she say something to you? Tearfully, I replied, I know you love her. I know everything. Molly, it's not like that. Then what is it? Speak up, if you dare, tell me. I angrily challenged him from behind the door. Steve started, but didn't finish his sentence. I thought I heard a muffled sound of restraint outside. Then came a thud, like something had fallen to the ground. Once I soothed Rita and opened the door, there was no one outside. It was as if Steve had never been there. After that day, Steve didn't come looking for me again. I figured he realized his feelings for me were just possessiveness, that he was just upset he couldn't have me. He must have returned to Mandy and their daughter. I continued living my life with my daughter. 2 weeks later, we celebrated Rita's birthday and invited some of her kindergarten friends over. William came from New York too. Over 4 years ago, he helped me escape from Steve, and even refused payment afterwards. Around the time Rita was born, he helped me a lot since I was alone in a foreign place. William has a sharp tongue. Every time he saw me, he'd tease me, calling me a seductress. I'd argue back, but deep down, I understood. Being Steve's childhood friend and treating Mandy like a sister, he probably didn't think much of a mistress like me. Although he helped me for Mandy's happiness, I'm still grateful. This time, he brought a valuable gift for Rita's birthday. While the kids played at home, I went downstairs to throw out the trash, and William followed me. Molly, William suddenly called from behind. William smiled and said, I won't call you seductress anymore. I rolled my eyes, sure, like I'm not used to it already. I tried to walk around him, but William held me back. I suddenly realized something. He continued, Rita is growing up, and I often hear kids asking her about her dad. Have you thought about finding a dad for her? I used to have some biases against you, but later, I realized your situation with Steve wasn't what I thought. I know you liked him, that's why you were with him, and I know you're actually a kind and optimistic girl. Molly, how about considering me as a dad for Rita? Before he could finish, a tall figure emerged from the darkness and punched William right in the jaw. I hadn't realized when Steve arrived. You encouraged my woman to run away. Now you're trying to steal her from me. You think you're suitable to be my daughter's father. I'd be a better one for you. In my mind, Steve was always this high and mighty guy who'd never resort to profanity. Steve hauled William up and beat him mercilessly, each punch drawing blood. I rushed over to stop him. Stop it. Are you trying to kill him? Steve, stop. Steve grasped my wrist with a firm but restrained force. Come with me. Thinking of Rita upstairs, of her tears and sadness that night, I shouted back defiantly, let go. Steve, why do you hit William? At least he took care of Rita. What have you done as a father? You have Mandy and a daughter. Stop coming back to me. If you love her so much, go love her properly. Rita and I don't need your meager love. I don't love her. Steve gripped my wrist tightly, his red eyes fixated on me. I have never loved her. Molly, listen to me clearly. I never loved Mandy. I, Steve, love you, Molly. As he spoke, Steve's breathing grew heavier, and his eyes turned redder, like a person gasping for air. Each word added to his suffocation. Shocked, I noticed how incredibly pale he looked. Before I could respond, Steve's grip suddenly loosened. For the first time, the tall figure collapsed in front of me. Steve was rushed into the emergency room. I sat in the waiting area, listening to his personal assistant explain things to me. Miss Molly, actually, Mr. Steve has been like this for a while now. In fact, he wasn't feeling well more than 4 years ago, before you left. It seems every time he's around you, or when he acts warmly towards you, he doesn't feel good. During the time you left, Mr. Steve didn't go back to see you for over a month, because he really wasn't feeling well. Even a month ago, when he saw you and Rita, Mr. Steve actually fainted outside the bedroom door. Before he passed out, he motioned to us, firmly telling us not to let you know. Mr. Steve has been in the hospital for treatment this entire month. Today is Rita's birthday, and Mr. Steve couldn't resist getting out of the hospital to have a look. I was zoning out, listening. Meanwhile, after 5 years, that mechanical voice in my head finally spoke up again. It said, male leads 3,912th time resisting the plot direction of this world. Male lead suffered 1,789 electric shocks, and heart breathlessness warnings for the toxic female supporting role. Plot direction collapse detected. Male lead Steve and female lead Mandy's romantic line collapsed. Male lead is currently in a critical condition, triggering a special alert from the system. System recovery and reconstruction in progress. Male lead's life value is recovering. In the monotonous ranting of the system, I learned everything. It turns out, Steve started having feelings for me back when I first met him, but he's the male lead and I'm just a side character. Him having feelings for me meant he was resisting the storyline of this world. While being with me all these years, he had countless moments of discomfort. At first, medication and injections got him through it, but one time, when he almost couldn't be resuscitated, he discovered the existence of the system. He learned that he was the male lead and I was a supporting character. He knew his leading lady wasn't me. During later story points, like when he was supposed to go to America for a night with Mandy, he stayed loyal to me, altering the plot, and Mandy ended up with his half-brother instead. Mandy's daughter wasn't his but his brother's. After a car accident took his brother's life, he was entrusted to take care of Mandy, and that's when the system urged him to marry Mandy. Still, Steve refused. By then, he was already having frequent suffocation and fainting episodes. Even so, he never drove me away, nor did he ever give up on me. No mention of it was ever made to me. When I got pregnant and fled, he was frequently hospitalized, and the trip to Germany was for cardiac treatment. All these years, he kept looking for me no matter how bad he felt. He was gambling. He bet that being the male lead, if he died, the world would collapse. He loved me enough to risk his life over it. The system tried countless times to persuade him. Male lead. There are millions of women. According to the system plot, marry Mandy, then you can have fun with other women. Why insist on Molly? Why, Steve, you're such a big fool. No one in this world is dumber than you. I stayed in the hospital with Rita, looking after Steve. I also told Rita that the little girl on the phone was calling her cousin Daddy, not Steve. The little girl was overjoyed to find out Steve was her dad. The father-daughter bond is amazing. They hadn't spent much time together, yet grew very accustomed and fond of each other. After half a month of system rebuilding, he woke up. The doctor said all his tests were normal. His heart issues had completely disappeared, and he was very healthy now. Hearing that from outside the consultation room, my eyes teared up. I turned around, covering my mouth, only to be enveloped in the arms of a man still in his hospital gown. Steve rested his chin on my neck, kissed me, and said softly but firmly, "We won. From now on, no one can tear us apart again." Tears welled in my eyes. Turning around, I hugged him tightly. "Steve, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you." Steve cupped my face, kissed away my tears. "That's on me. I should have told you directly and not hidden it, making you and our daughter face the world alone for 5 years. I'll change, I promise. Please, forgive me. Give me another chance, will you?" Suddenly, he let go of me, pulled out a red velvet box from his pocket. Inside was a ring with a very precious gem. "You know, I've always carried this ring with me. If I could win against the system, have a healthy body, I'd propose to you. Otherwise, with death looming, I couldn't commit. Molly, will you marry me?" Steve kneeled on one knee. I laughed and cried at the same time. Who proposes in a hospital gown and without shoes? "Steve, get up. The doctor's inside, and lots of people are watching," I said uneasily, looking around. Is he really this shameless? Steve steadfastly lifted his gaze to me. "Say yes, or else." I thought he would say he wouldn't get up, but then he frowned and coldly said, "I'll make William, that bastard, stay in South Africa forever." Believe me, I couldn't help but laugh. Taking the ring, I bent down and hugged him. "No flowers, it's not the proposal I dreamed of. But, Mr. Steve, if it's you, it's perfect in any way. I love you." Steve put his arm around me firmly, kissing me deeply. "Let's go home first. I had Mom pick up Rita. After all, a man's natural gun needs some use," he sighed playfully, "or it's gonna malfunction." I blushed deeply. Steve, William's epilogue. At the start, I went to see Molly, asking her to leave Steve. I thought she'd say no. Steve gave her a lot of money every month, treating her lavishly. I figured someone like her, who seemed all about money, wouldn't walk away. But I was surprised. Once she found out about Mandy, even though she was pregnant, she still chose to leave. In the beginning, I thought she wouldn't last. A woman, alone with a newborn, no husband, no family support. How could she handle it? I assumed she'd go back to Steve eventually. After all, Steve's daughter was their treasure, the apple of his family's eye. Who knew how much Steve's parents cherished her? But Molly didn't go back. She was so strong, raising her daughter alone, no matter how hard it got. She never gave up. She even became a blogger and started making her own money to support her daughter. I realized I had underestimated this girl. She was stronger, kinder, and more deserving of love than I thought. I used to call her a witch, but I found myself visiting her more often, trying to help her out. I knew then, I had fallen for her. Later, I learned about Steve being the main character, with a system from him directly. I thought maybe Molly and Steve might still have a shot. I was happy for them, even though it was hard for me. Eventually, I couldn't hold back and confessed to Molly. Steve punched me, and that's how Molly finally got to know about everything. I'm glad that this girl I once misunderstood maliciously finally found her happiness. I know I owe her an apology. I promised Steve I wouldn't see her again, and now I don't have the chance to tell her. But I will always wish her well. Molly, you deserve Steve's love and all the happiness that comes with it.